Today, we're going to take a look at the Diode Dynamics D-Switch. First, let's get everything out of the box. The D-Switch comes very nicely packaged with everything you'll need for the installation other than basic hand tools and of course the lights which you'll supply. First, we pull the hub out. Then we're going to move over and pull the controller out. You won't be doing this one-handed with a camera in the other hand, so this will be a lot quicker and easier for you. There's your two primary components. Now let's get everything else out. The kit comes with everything you see here except for the lights. In your D-Switch kit, you will have a hub, controller, trigger wires, plus night mode wiring harness, controller wiring harness, controller mounts, installation hardware, sticker sheets, battery, cable, and your ground cable. The controller has 8 configurable buttons, dedicated backlight button, and indicator lights for your sensor wires. Your hub is fully encapsulated for extreme durability, as well as aluminum heatsink for superior heat dissipation. You've got 4 15 amp outputs, 4 30 amp outputs, and dedicated backlight bus with 8 inputs. That's a quick breakdown of the D-Switch's notable features. Now let's really get into it and get it on the truck so we can show you what all it can do.
Once you have hooked up your connections, your positive and negative for your main outputs, and if your lights have a backlight like Diode Dynamics lights do, hook your backlights up to the backlight bar, hook your lights up. You've got 1 through 4, and then you've got your 5 through 8. You then connect your positive and negative cable to your battery terminals, and everything is now live. You can now come in and see that when the switch light is turned on, everything illuminates. And when you hit the backlight button, you'll notice that all of the diode backlights will illuminate. Now, if you're hooking up an air compressor like I have over there, a twin air compressor, I've got solenoids for a front and rear locker. You're going to want to hook up the air compressor to the 5 through 8. Those are 30 amp on each switch. The 1 through 4 are going to be 15 amp connections. The entire backlight bus bar is a 15 amp as well, which should be plenty for all of the backlights that you need. The solenoids for the lockers, they can go on the smaller ones as they don't pull, but you want the actual air compressor to be on one of the larger ones, as well as any larger light bars or larger draw items that you may have. Once all your connections have been made, you can go ahead and put the D-Switch cover back on. Make sure you're routing all of your wires accordingly through the bottom. If you can't get your positive and negative through there, you can come out through here and they don't have to go through the actual cutout. But go ahead and put your cover back on. Make sure that everything's hooked up tight and you're good to go. Diode Dynamics will provide a bundle of harness with the extensions. These are your sensor wire connections. They're all labeled on which circuit it goes to, and it comes with a nice easy plug that plugs into the Y tap that comes off of the D-Switch control module. This is an override feature that works with the controller so that when you turn OEM functions on from inside your relay and fuse box, the sensor wires will tell the circuits that you choose what to do and when to activate. So this just makes installation a lot simpler, a lot cleaner. Keeps everything hidden, and it keeps you from having to turn switches on and off when you can just drive the OEM vehicle and use the OEM functions. Once your D-Switch is installed, you've got everything where you like it. You've got your wires hooked up, and you've got your stickers put on for the functions. It's time to download the app. So you're going to download your D-Switch app. When you download the app, you're going to notice on the device list, it says no devices found. You're going to wait until you turn your switch panel on using the power button and then wait for it to pop up. It'll connect and say that it's ready, and then you are good to go. Your buttons, you have an option for backlights, on, off, and warning colors. Here are all of your buttons that you can select. You can change the icons, you can change what channel they go to. You can use a picture if you'd like. Sensor wires. There is a bundle of wires that connects to a third output off of the D-Switch. This gives you 3 sensors and a night mode. These sensors can be hooked up to things such as your cargo light and tying rock lights into it, your headlights, and using the night mode sensor and causing the D-Switch panel to auto dim when your headlights are enabled. The other sensors can be high beams or other functions that you may want to tie other circuits to. Each of the sensors, you can choose what channel out of the 8 that you would like to, or the backlight, that you would like to tie to the sensor. So you can tie them together. For instance, you can tie one of the sensors to your parking lights, and then you can tie the entire backlight channel to your parking lights. So when your parking lights are enabled from your OEM switch, the D-Switch will enable all of the backlights. Your outputs, you can change what the channels are named. You can also change the protection slightly if it's a higher draw. And then from there, you've got your firmware to make sure that that is up to date always. Click over to your switches. You can see that this mimics the D-Switch. When the buttons are enabled, you can see that the lights will change. Pretty instantaneous. My air compressor is on the locker button, but it's already filled. When the backlight button is enabled, the D-Switch will light up down at the bottom, letting you know that the backlights are on. And then overall, you can see down at the bottom there, your total amp draw, as well as the temperature of the unit under the hood.
There's our rundown of the amazing new D-Switch system from Diode Dynamics. You can get group and control multiple outputs with a single button, dedicated backlight channel, control your accent lights, fast responsive Bluetooth app, solid state, fully encapsulated, 3 trigger wires for OEM-like controls on the vehicle, engineered and assembled in the USA, of course. If you have any questions or to get a D-Switch of your own, make sure you reach out to us at offroadalliance.com.